And then the argument for Gobert is I still think he should be Defense Player of the Year. He's leading the league in rebounding. He's leading the league in field goal percentage, averaging 16 points per game. And, Zach Lowe can fart around all he wants about screen assists, but like that is a critical cog of the number one offense in the NBA. So he's got a hell of a case too.
Yeah, for me, I think Rudy's a better player than Towns, and I would have him as my third team All-NBA center because while Karl's definitely gotten better on defense and he has obviously been incredible on offense this year, to me, Rudy's defense, you want to say Rudy's defense and Karl's offense is a wash? I think Rudy's impact on offense is far more than Karl's on defense, and especially when you factor in that center is generally a defense-first position, I think that that's more important to be better on defense and offense at center. So for me, I'm going to have I don't know what I'm going to do with Jokic and Embiid yet, but they'll be first and second team. And I think as of now, we'll see what happens over the next couple of weeks. If Karl does that for another 12 games, maybe I'll change my mind. But as of now, I'm going to have Rudy third team, I think.
I don't remember how close the vote was or how close was the consideration, but when he was in this, going into his first max contract, he felt he should have been all NBA. And
he was very mad about the voting then.
And what was the Wolves' record that year?
Not as good as this year, I don't think, if I remember. So, I don't know. Well,
now I'll say this: the Wolves' promotional campaign will not include the fourth quarter of their loss to Phoenix on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
the greatest shrinking big man of all time.
I did not watch the game. I was watching something else, but I did notice, so I can't say for sure. I don't know how many of Ayton's career high 35 came up against Cat, but I know that the Suns, based on what I was reading and based on what I saw on social media, the Suns pretty much put the clutch time lock hold on the Wolves and took them down.
Oh, it was spicy. I was at Mavs Rockets, but not necessarily thrilled by that game. So did have the phone up, and I was watching the crunch time of Suns Wolves. There was a million technical fouls in that game. And look, again, back on Booker, man, Booker absolutely slammed the door as he's done all season long with and without Chris Paul.
They had a clutch win in Sacramento the other night. This is what they do. They get
I'll tell you what,
they put people down.
And I've mentioned it before. If we can get Grizzlies, Timberwolves, there will be playoff trash talk records broken.
I was at the game the night before the Wolves played the Sixers. I almost said the Rockets in James's debut in Philly. They played the Grizzlies in Minnesota the first game after the break, and that was a game. Ja got hurt and left and came back, and there was all kinds of talk and spice in that game. You and I were texting that night saying, man, I hope this is a series because this will be fun.
And Pat Bev, of course, is right up in the middle of it. Remember, Pat Bev was very briefly on Memphis's roster. I forget the exact trade that happened.
4 minutes.
He was like, I'm so excited to go to the Grizzlies.
Come on, Memphis. Like, the feeling's not mutual. You're going to end up somewhere else. And so he feels obviously disrespected by it. And look, Pat's going to find reasons to get. Matter of fact, so I saw the Wolves, and actually it was a great game, Mavs Wolves the other night. Not necessarily a pretty game, but a really competitive game. The Mavs pulled it out late, but I was impressed by the Wolves, and you can see the impact that Pat Bev has made just in terms of that edge, that nastiness, and all that.
Chris Finch has done a hell of a job too.
He won't win Coach of the Year or anything, but Chris Finch, his 12 months of work has been.
He should get a lot of consideration. He's done an incredible job.
Monty Williams is winning Coach of the Year. Period.
But for all the criticism of Chris Finch, the hiring process that got him there, he was a heck of a hire. But so I'm talking to a scout. You know how we'll stand on the sideline pregame, and you're talking to scouts or whatever. I'm talking to a scout, and Pat Bev is doing this little ball handling warm-up things, going sideline to sideline. And he takes like 2 extra steps and like bumps into us. And then he's like, hey, man, y'all, why don't y'all move it? and okay, hey, our bad, scoot on down. I told the scout, I said, this dude, his warm-up routine, he's warming up his confrontational skills. And sure enough, boy, that game, it was full. He's slapping Luke on the ass. And, he was and it went from pregame to postgame. The buzzer sounds, Luka's got the ball in his hands. Pat comes up, slaps it away. Luka looks, and then he gives a 5, and Luka just gives, and then Luka walks off, just like, God, get him the hell away from me. Rematch Friday night, baby. That's going to be a fun one.
I've spent some time with Pat Bev. I like hanging out with him. I'm not saying I'd like playing against him. I like hanging out with him.
He always makes it interesting,
dude. And I think he's like him. If look, he's a dude you can't stand if he's on the other team, but I'd want him on my team.
Yeah. No, he's been on a lot of winning teams over his career for a reason. Karl Towns, by the way, hit the year going into that 2019 All-NBA team. He got 20 third-place votes. Rudy had 89 points and 69 third-place votes, way behind. Wasn't really close.
But he was not.
But he was mad. He was very mad he didn't get the extra money. And also, by the way, since we're talking about Karl, Ramona Shelburne, our colleague, wrote a big story about him and his comeback from everything that he dealt with during COVID. That's worth a read too.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.